Hi, we've been asked to do a little video from one of our subscribers just to give you a bit of information of our perspective of COVID-19 and the appropriate actions to be taken. So this is a very personal video with my information, so please don't take anything that we've said on here as being accurate. Please do research and find out officially from the government website or your specific organisation website. So from my perspective, what we need to understand is COVID-19 is a respiratory disease. That means that the actual disease lives within our lungs, and the way it gets in and out of our body is through our airway, so through our nose and through our mouth. But it can also enter our body in other ways, so through our eyes as one of the other examples. How does it get out? Well, it basically comes out through our airway again and through our mouth. When it comes out, it actually comes out in droplets. Each and every one of us is producing droplets right now, which is coming out. And most of those droplets land within about 1 metre of where we currently are. We just can't see them. They're always there. We're always doing it. With the coronavirus, the COVID-19, in those droplets, it actually can survive for up to 72 hours on different surfaces. So those droplets that we're producing that come out and land within 1 metre of us, they're actually surviving for up to 3 days. And all it takes is for someone else to come along, touch that surface onto their hands, and then put their hands onto another surface and somebody else can pick that up, or putting it directly into their own eyes or mouth. If we then cough or sneeze or breathe heavy, those droplets are propelled further away from us. The further away the droplets go, the smaller the particles become, and they then become airborne, and they can actually be distributed much further. So anyone who's coughing and sneezing, the 1 metre distance easily gets doubled. So from my perspective with this coronavirus, there's 2 actions we really need to do. The first one is, let's control our own droplets and stop us from spreading this awful disease. How do we do that? Basically, any type of mask, any type of covering, particularly over our mouth, because that will then stop our droplets coming out, whether we've got it or not, because the symptoms of coronavirus can live within us for up to 5 days before we actually show any symptoms, and we could have been spreading that disease all that time. The other side of it is what we've seen a lot of in the NHS and the press, and they're talking about PPE, personal protective equipment. Well, that's more specialised equipment which then provides filtration and stops other people's droplets from getting into you. And that's absolutely fine to do, but there's nothing going to beat this better than actual hand washing and using basic hygiene. I can't stress enough, I think stopping the droplets getting out in the first place is probably the most important thing. One of my examples, really, there's a lot of information about the NHS and people on the front line and talking about those, but it's really scary. My wife being a key worker, working in a primary school, looking after the children of other key workers and people who are in the NHS. Those children could easily be carrying the coronavirus. They easily could be allowing their droplets to go onto the table in front of them. And it's an impossible situation within schools to maintain that social distancing. However hard they try, it's not going to be 100%. How many teachers do we know have been provided with PPE? Have they been given masks to wear? Have they been given the right disinfectant to use? Are we making those children wear masks to stop their droplets? The answer's no. And that's how so much of this is being spread. If we really want to contain this, social distancing really helps. Home isolation is an absolute must. But in them extreme times when we do have to go out, for whatever reason it may be, wearing a mask will protect us from catching it, that's one thing, but actually stopping us from spreading it. Whether we know we've got it or not, stop the spread. and then really good hand hygiene as often as you can. I hope that information has been useful to you. We have got a much longer, more detailed video coming up shortly, but if you have got any videos you'd like us to make, please leave us a message. Don't forget to like this video and please subscribe.